Just ordinary flying is kind of like when you fly in your dreams. You don't have the feeling of height. Very secure, serene feeling for most people.
But Danny Sorenson is not like most people. That's why Danny takes flying one step further to aerobatics.
Aerobatics is a whole different story. In a competition sense, aerobatics is three-dimensional figure skating. In the air shows, you don't have a lower limit other than the ground, and you're allowed to get as close to the ground as you are wavered to do so safely, and it's just really exciting. Aerobatics are a lot easier to do close to the ground than they are up in the air.
Danny's first flight was in 1964 as a Boy Scout, and since then he's had a dream to fly, and not just fly, perform. He created Blue Dragon, a modern biplane fitted with a pair of pressure jet engines to offer a unique combination of sight, sound, and aerobatics. Danny's act may look death-defying, but he says it's all just part of the thrill.
I don't try to make it appear dangerous, it's just some maneuvers look like they're dangerous. The first show that we did, we fired up the jets, nobody knew that we were going to have fire, and the whole audience screamed. You could hear, "Ah!" And then you could hear following that in a wave about 2/3 back, "Ooh,"
Danny also enjoys taking his act all over the country, where he says he is representing Utah, his family, and his LDS religion.
If people know you're from Utah, there's an image that they have in their mind of what a person from Utah is like, and they're watching to see if you're going to live up to that image. And you could ask a lot of questions about Utah and what it's like, and if things are really the way that they hear.
Flying is not just a passion of Danny's, it's a business. He has fun, but he makes money too, enough that he has to pay taxes on it.
I grew up with this misguided idea that you could make a living being an airshow pilot. And once I get into the business, I found out that that wasn't true. There's very few people that make a living at it.
So Danny Sorenson pursued his other passion, firefighting, and Danny says there are a lot of similarities.
If you're on a long cross country somewhere, sometimes that can be very, very long and boring, and then when you get to the air show, a lot of exciting things happen at the air show. It's the old saying that it's hours of boredom interrupted by moments of sheer panic.
And it's those hours of sheer panic that Danny lives for. But whether it be the rush of putting out a fire or snap rolling in the air, Danny makes safety number one.
I don't do stupid things, or I don't do new things that I've never practiced before. And I follow the rules and try to fly as safe as I can. There's no air show or event that I have to get to that's worth sacrificing or risking my life.
And it's that attitude of Danny's that his fellow firefighters depend on every time they're out on a call.
He's quiet, but you can tell that anytime we go to a fire, anything like that, Danny would never be a person that would back out of a fire with you. He'd drag you out no matter what the risk would be to him. And you can't say that about everybody.
I trust Danny. Well, I trust all my firefighters. We basically trust each other. We trust each other with our lives every day. And yeah, I trust Danny with my life. I trust Danny with my son's life.